You told me yes, you had coconuts.
That's all.
Coconut milk. Yeah.
Rice,
Yeah.
bananas.
But not much.
No,
No.
nothing at all.
Mm.
And also probably the shock.
Mm.
So hit the road again, and this time be about 3 weeks before we came to this town. I meant to look it up. What? Morotai. And this English voice called out, "Hello, sailor." I said, "Dad, we've got civilization." And said, "Hello, hello." Said, "All your sailors are here." And I said, "Where are they?" I said, "Up in the chief's house." So I was just about had it by then. They were at she came and I put my arm around her, and we walked with one crutch up to the cheese house. And lo and behold, there they were, the rest of the party, and plus a few Americans.
Was I mean, earlier you'd mentioned one of the chaplains had buried one of the boys, McWilliams, I think
That
you
was,
said. So which was that? Was that Bashford or?
No, that was Keith Matheson.
Oh, Matheson.
No,
Yeah.
Bashford was in the army.
Yeah.
That was Keith Matheson,
Oh.
who shouldn't have been there.
No. Mm.
He was to join the Hobart.
Mm.
He was halfway across
Mm-hmm.
when the motorboat was recalled during an air raid,
Yeah.
and he came back on board.
Mm.
We had 2 chaplains on board, but very super serious.
Mm.
So there we were, we all together again,
So you were still all survivors. You were not prisoners of war yet.
still survivors.
Right.
And the chief of the village, he had a title. I've forgotten my Indonesian. Anyway, he said, "You must stay here. That, the Japanese are coming." And did they come? Wow. I've never seen any such wild-looking individual as these Japanese. Right. Hadn't shaved for about a fortnight, 3 weeks. Mad as a hornet. The first one came out with a submachine gun. Oh, hello. This is going to be it. He just stood there, absolutely aggressive, followed by another chap with a rifle. First thing he did was rifle butted the nearest bloke to him. They shouted at us, and thought, well, something's going to happen very quickly. More Japanese came in, they all started to shout. Then an officer came with his polished boots, quite extraordinary, really. And this was 3 weeks after the landing in Java. So he came in and he could speak English. Told us we were prisoners of the Nippon Army and we'd be treated fairly. Everyone muttered, yeah, so all that. I've left instructions for you with the chief here to look after you. In a few days you'll be taken away camps, and the injured will be looked after. We just wondered what the words meant. A couple of days later, some trucks arrived. Blokes were put in the trucks, taken away, and we were left. There were about, I think there were 4 of us left, and up came some pony carts, and we were put in these pony carts, and we said to the chap who was with them, where are we going? Sign language. He said, hospital. The Dutch had built, or had blown up all the bridges, but the locals had built footbridges across the creeks and rivers. They had carrying parties at these bridges for us. We put them on the stretchers and carried across, put in pony carts the other side, and finally arrived at the Pantiglang Hospital with 2 Indonesian doctors and a Dutch sister. There was another Perth chap there, plus an American, and or two Perth people. Ernie Owens and Nick Carter. They were there, injured with parade, cuts. So we stayed there about a month. The doctors looked at the leg to the start the nip. They couldn't do anything about it. They would take these splints off and put a surgical splint, a wire splint, which they did do. That's what I had when they moved us off to Batavia, the bicycle camp. And that's how I arrived at the bicycle camp.
Yeah. Now, Gavin, you are now a prisoner of war and you're in bicycle camp. I wonder if you can tell us anything about the personalities who are in bicycle camp, including any of the Australian doctors. And then if you could give us a quick summary of the rest of your time as a POW, where you went to. Don't dwell on the detail until you get through to the 1945 when you go up to Nakoniok.
Right, well, when we arrived at the bicycle camp, it was quite a big surprise to see other people there, particularly the Australian Army, Air Force, had been captured, and of course the camp was set up as a Dutch Army camp, which the Japs turned into a POW camp. There are Americans, there are survivors from the Houstons, the 101st, 131st Field Artillery Americans. The Doctor, Surgeon Commander Epstein of Houston was one of the doctors. The Australian doctors, I remember, was Jim Godding,